Namaste and welcome. Today it is my pleasure to introduce to Boston somebody who was actually very familiar to this area, Guitar Prasanna. He is one of the most renowned and internationally acclaimed artists to have emerged from the Indian subcontinent. He is a pioneer in performing the traditional Indian classical Carnatic music art on a modern electric guitar and is known worldwide for that innovation. He has won several awards, but he is the composer for the Oscar-winning film Smile Pinky. In India, he is the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award for Carnatic Music, which was given by His Holiness Sri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal in 2003. Most recently, Guitar Prasanna was awarded the coveted Distinguished Alumni Award from his alma mater, the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Prasanna's passion for music has actually led him to establish one of the largest colleges of music in South Asia, which is the Swarnabhumi Academy of Music. Now, he is coming to Boston. He has studied music in Boston, and he's going to be back in Boston with a fabulous concert called Be the Change, which is going to be held on June 29th. I'm going to start out by first welcoming him and then asking him to tell us what this concert is about. Prasanna, welcome to Lokvani. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Ranjani. It's been a long time since I saw you, and um, um, yeah, namaskaram to the Lokvani folks out
I
there.
know, and we are excited about this concert now. Be the Change. Tell us about it. When is it? Where is it? How can we get the tickets?
I have not played in Boston in many years. I think the last public performance I did in Boston was a Carnatic concert for LearnQuest, probably 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
Um, and I've not played with a band in this kind of a jazz rock kind of a setting for a very long time. I don't even remember when I played last. Um, so I'm really excited to be back playing in Boston. As you know, my journey in America started with Boston, with me coming to Berklee College of Music in 1994 to study music after my degree in naval architecture from IIT Madras and working as a software engineer and rejecting the H1 offer to come and work in America. Now I know how prized a H1 is. I just rejected the H1, said thank you very much. I don't want to work as a software professional anymore.
I know.
I want to go to Berklee College of Music. So I came in one of the worst winters of the century with my guitar and showed up at Berkeley, and a new life was going to start. And I knew right then that Boston was going to be home for me for a long time. I lived in Boston for, I think, 17 years or so.
Yes.
A pretty good part of my adult life was spent living in Boston. So I am very thrilled to be back in Boston. I no longer live in Boston. That's why I'm saying I'm thrilled to be back in Boston.
Yeah.
And Be the Change was the first album that I recorded completely in America. It was my first project that I did on my own in America. I had played sessions for other people and all that, but and this was the first time I recorded. And I also recorded with many of the topmost musicians who are actually my idols, who I grew up with. So it was a bunch of world-class musicians, people that I never thought one day I would record, like Victor Wooten for bass and Alphonso Johnson for bass, Ralph Humphrey on drums, Derico Watson on drums, Sandy Suzuki on woodwinds, and Jeff Coffin, who's now with Dave Matthews Band, on woodwinds, and my lovely wife Shalini. It was a very special project, and I wrote the entire music in Boston. Everything, all my writing sessions, all my arranging sessions, everything was done in Boston, and it was the first album that I did in America. So uh, Boston has always been my milestone place in a lot of my music. You mentioned Smile Pinky, the Oscar-winning film. It was recorded in Boston. Again, I composed everything and recorded the score in Boston. Even though Be the Change was recorded in Nashville and Los Angeles, um, Boston was very important to this album.
Yeah.
And so I thought it's fitting that now that it's 20th year celebration, I wanted to do a tour in summer and fall in various cities to bring back those Be the Change live performance memories. I've been playing songs from Be the Change in many of my shows, but not as an entire album, focusing on what has happened. And when this idea came, I thought the first city that I should do this is Boston.
Right.
So that's where we are, and it will be a trio of me, Bill Urmson on bass, one of the great bass players around. He's a Boston native. I've been playing with him for more than 20 years. Really great bass player, Bill Urmson, who's on my next album, All Terrain Guitar. But anyway, he's on this concert, and this great Surinamese drummer called Harvey Wert, with whom I've been working with the past 15 years, who also was the first drum faculty in my college in
Oh, wow.
Swarnabhumi Academy of Music way back in the first semester. So yeah, this is the trio, me, Bill Lumsden, and Harvey Wirt, and we are playing at a very central place, Boston Center for the Arts in Tremont Street in South End. I had lived right around that area. I'd lived
I,
in Fenway and Kingsborough Street and all that. So I wanted to do something like right there where college students can come and people from away from Boston can also come. So it's on June 29th at 7 p.m. at Boston Center for the Arts in the Plaza Theater. Lovely, cozy theater, and yeah, can't wait for it. But I'm going to do a few other events also, which we'll talk about next.
Fantastic. So I'll definitely put the link to the tickets and all that on the video so that people can go ahead and buy it. Now, this is very interesting what you said, which is that you actually, this is your first album that you created entirely in America. So I
Yes.
know that you have been, going back and forth with a lot of Indian musicians, and your life has been that a mix and match of many, many things. So I know that Be the Change was quite a hit. So, what do you think is so special about it that made it such a hit?
Well, it's very personal for me. I'll tell you a few things. The title of the album, "Be the Change," took me 4 months to come up with. I wanted something that everybody in the world who even don't speak English that fluently will be able to understand. The
Mm.
three words. Everybody knows the word "be," the word "the," and "change." But then there's a far deeper connection to it. I shared my birthday with Mahatma Gandhi, and as we all know, Mahatma Gandhi's powerful quote, "You must be the change you wish to see in this
Yeah.
world," is also the main theme of the album. So there's a song called Satyam, where I talk about, I mean, it's a vocal song where the lyrics, Shalini sings in Sanskrit, the verses from the Mundaka Upanishad, and then I wrote the rest of the song in English, talking about the concept of Satyameva Jayate and the importance of truth in our culture. Um, and that's where Be the Change ties in. So, conceptually, it's very special and it's very personal. And also, it's the first album I did where I composed and arranged for a larger group of instrumentation. So there's music, so we have guitar, bass, drums, piano, uh, clarinet, bass clarinet, flute, alto flute, tenor sax, soprano sax, altophone sax, alto sax, vocals. So it was kind of going all out.
Yeah.
And also, it was the culmination of my whole journey of coming to Berklee College of Music to develop my abilities in jazz mixed with my roots of Carnatic music and my experience playing contemporary Indian film music with A.R. Rahman, Ilaiyaraaja, and great composers. So bring all of this together. That is what Be the Change is all about, and it is a um, in that sense, it's very special to me, and it is also the album that really got me a lot of the recognition because of which I'm still surviving here. The fact that I'm still surviving as a musician in America and actually making a living at it is incredible
It
with
is.
all the stuff that's going on and with how difficult it has become for artists who are doing their original music
Mm.
to sustain. I'm lucky. And for example, in Bangalore, I did a concert last month, and I was playing a song of mine, Bowling for Peace. And at one point, some of the people in the audience started singing. So I stopped playing and just kind of conducted, and suddenly about 100 people were singing an instrumental guitar based song, right? And when I played a concert in Calcutta in 2018 at Jadavpur University, we had 20,000 people in the audience. And at one point, about 1,000 people were singing my song, Kalyani Connection from Be the Change. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's an instrumental song, but it's made quite a bit of impact with a lot of people from around the world. And so it's there to
Yeah.
stay. And if I don't do the 20th anniversary celebration of it, I would have felt very bad.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And I think you yourself, I mean, Mahatma Gandhi tried to accomplish something that seemed impossible at that time. And I think in some ways, I'm not comparing it in the same way, but what you did, to quit your job as an engineer and
Oh,
then
quit job movement. Yes.
quit job movement. There you
Maybe
go.
that's what it is.
Quit
Now a lot of
software.
people are quitting their jobs and going to music, and even from IIT,
Yes.
that's starting to happen. No, but
You
I
were
think
the one who you were it's 20th anniversary for you.
but the
It's not like
comparison
that.
with Mahatma Gandhi should stop there. I'm
Yes,
just
yes, yes. But what I would say is that it's interesting, right? I mean, I do see kids, especially South Indian, I mean, Indian kids who have passion for music, and their parents are not, encouraging them to pursue it as a career, and they all want them to do software engineering. I mean, that's the right, and or other things, So maybe I will move to that moment and say, what advice do you have? You have lived through this journey, and it has been, as you said, a difficult journey, not difficult, but it's not easy to be a successful musician like you are. So what advice would you have for young people trying to transition in that way?
the first thing is to know if you're passionate enough about music to go through all the nonsense. And and come out of it
Yeah,
knowing, hey, it's okay. I can deal with this
yeah.
because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know I love it immensely. So that's the first thing. But
Hmm.
it doesn't stop there. Everybody can love what they do and can be passionate about what they do. The second thing, a word that musicians hardly use, which I would like to use, is strategy, which
Hmm.
is instead of using the word as strategy, let's use the word as thinking about your long-term career path. The reason I'm saying this is because the music industry is always in a state of flux. It's like the tech world, right? It's like what's relevant today is gone tomorrow.
Right,
What's relevant tomorrow is gone day after tomorrow.
right,
As
right.
artists and musicians, we get very attached to what we love so much
Ah,
that when things are moving so fast, we're not able to process it. So
right.
that's what I meant by strategy, having a clear career path. Am I going to stick to playing only Carnatic music? If so, this is how I'm going to go about it. Am I going to play only one instrument? If so, this is going to go about it. Or am I passionate about metal, Carnatic, and jazz? If so, I have to go deep into each of these and learn it in depth, and then find a way to put together my language. And there I see the opportunity. So, like this, you need to do a lot of soul searching, but you also need to do a lot of uh, thinking about which way things are going to turn out. And you have to be flexible about what's around the bend.
Hmm.
You can't be stoic about things. You can do what you want. You can play only Carnatic music. You can play only jazz. You can do whatever you want, but you have your ears and minds have to be aware of what else is going on, and you have to find a way to be relevant at every point of time. So it's a lot of stuff, and it's not unlike any other entrepreneurial situation.
Yeah.
And I want to stress that because I know that it's not just about your art, it's about how you think about where it can go. And the final thing is that you should have a passion to contribute to society, and look at your music as a way of expressing yourself, but also a way of enriching your community. This is what is going to give you the satisfaction to go through all the nonsense that comes with the struggle.
Beautiful, beautiful about talking about your music as a contribution to enriching the lives of people. And Prasanna, I think that's probably the key to your success. The fact that you think like that, I think, is certainly a very, very important point. And I love the fact you're talking about strategy and mixing. I guess at the end of the day, your passion is music, but there is a business to it, right? If you need to make money out of it and have a career in it, just like any other entrepreneur does, they start entrepreneurship because they're passionate about it. But like you said, anything that you have to do, you have to have strategy and goals. And is that where the IIT training as an engineer comes in, Prasanna, a little bit?
Yes. I mean, the thinking, where IITs, I'm where when I received the Distinguished Alumnus Award in, last month, uh, it occurred to me, wow, I'm standing here as a musician. Everybody else is so accomplished who has done some incredible things. All I've done is have fun playing music, and here I am. But that's how I want to see it, because I know how accomplished all the other people are. But at the same time, I also know that I'm on the stage because people have seen something in what I did. And what is that? That is the contribution that's made, and it's an ongoing process. So I think it's also life experience. You learn things along the way. You learn by making tons and tons of mistakes. But here's one amazing thing about music: you can make hundreds and hundreds of mistakes, at least in your music, and nobody's going to get hurt. I'm not a pilot, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor. I can afford to make as many mistakes as I want in my music. I can play as many wrong notes as I want. I can play all the wrong notes I can in any raga and still come out and say sorry. That liberates me. Let me look at it in a positive way. This means I can go out and experiment. So what am I waiting for?
Yeah.
So experimentation is the key to the whole thing. And I think a lot of it I have learned from people around me by working with musicians much better than me all the time, and by having such great friends, like as you know, I mean, I'm surrounded by great friends, great entrepreneurs, people who constantly take interest in me, and I'm very lucky to have friends like that, and
Sure.
family. Without my wife and my daughter supporting what I do, and my parents. So yes, it's a complete thing. I have the room to decide on something and go with it, and it's because of the support I have.
Right. No, definitely. And I see why they support you, because I think you have put your all into it, but in a strategic way. And I think that is important. So for a kid who says, I'm going to go do this, I think they need to convince their parents in a beautiful way. And of course, the passion is what will carry it through. And I think, I don't know, if I think back at our days at IIT, I never did what I studied there. But I think it taught us that, you can have courage and you can do what you want. It was a struggle over there. But, when you came out of it, you really learned that if you put your neck out there, you can accomplish what you want. I know that your concert.
Absolutely. And talking about strategy, I'm sure both of us agree that the strategy right now is to sell as many tickets for the concert as
Ah,
possible.
I was going to go there. I like that. And so I was going to say that you said that your concerts were not just about entertainment. It's edutainment. I saw that you're doing a lot of that. Is that going to be part of some of what the concert is going to be about this time?
Well, we have been doing a series of events across the US and now UK just last month, where unlike the usual concerts that I do we're just sponsored by different organizers. This is an initiative that's partly educational and entertainment. That is, I go around different places in the country and hopefully in the world very soon, where I conduct a series of events on the same day, like, a whole day event where, like, it has a guitar workshop, maybe a guitar and a keyboard workshop or other instrument workshop, a lecture and a demonstration on something that people feel connected to. I have been doing that lecture and demonstrations on many themes, and especially the music of Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman, for example, which I'm going to do in Boston. So I have this concept masterclass that I'm doing called Convergence and Divergence in the Styles of Ilayaraja
Oh,
and A.R. Rahman, where I'm going to, like, talk about the specific signature aspects of what makes their music what it is. Because a lot of people who listen to music absorb things subliminally and are feeling left out in their ability to process it the way the artist intended it to. What was Ilayaraja thinking when he did this? I know that there's something it does to me, but even if I get like a little bit of how the composer thought about it, my world will be much better as a listener, is what I've heard from a lot of people.
yeah.
So I thought, why not we take something that is familiar? The music of Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman are familiar to a lot of people. But through this concept, I could also talk about lots of musical concepts
Yeah.
that people otherwise don't are not familiar with. And it's been a big hit everywhere. We have done about 73 events,
Wow.
75 events in about 30 cities so far, all in the last 1.5 years. And it's so that includes guitar workshops or multi-instrument workshops, a master class or a lecture demonstration, and a concert to
Wow.
connect all of them together. And the concerts have tended to be like, in this case, it's Be the Change with the band. In many other cases, to celebrate Ilayaraja's 80th birthday year, I've been doing a series of concerts called Prasanna Plays 80 Songs of Ilayaraja,
Ah,
and I've now been doing another series called Around the World in 80 Songs, like my own Jules Vernish version of music, where I tie in 80 different songs that connect everything from Muthuswami Dikshithar to Metallica to Michael Jackson to Ilayaraja to A.R. Rahman to Salif Keita in Africa to whatever it is. Basically, my putting my whole journey in a very simple way. All I'm doing is my journey is involved a lot of different things. Now I'm connecting all of those things and giving it to people the way they'd like to see it. And after COVID, I become very passionate about taking my art to people, not waiting for somebody else to take it to them.
ah,
So those are these edutainment initiatives that combine learning and entertainment so that when people go home, they feel like I experienced something. There's a difference between seeing a concert and experiencing a concert. There's a difference between hearing something and listening to something,
sure.
right? So that is the goal. And so in Boston, I'm doing a workshop called Melodies, Chords, and Rhythms. This is for guitar players, bass players, and keyboard players.
Okay.
And then I'm doing the master class called Convergence and Divergence in the Styles of Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman, which is for the general public, for everyone. You don't need to do music.
Okay.
You just need to be a fan of their music, and that's it. And the concept Be the Change again is for everyone. So they're all interconnected.
Beautiful. So 7 p.m. on the 29th, and I will put the ticket link, so we'll definitely have that. But like you said, music is about experiencing. So can we end this interview with a few notes of your beautiful guitar?
Sure. And so the concert is at 7 o'clock, but the first guitar workshop and like the guitar, bass, and keyboard workshop, if any of them play those instruments, this will be great for them, no matter what age and skill level. That's in the morning at 10 o'clock,
Okay.
and then we have the
Convert.
master class on Ilayaraja and Rahman's music. That's at 4 o'clock. So all of them are kind of interconnected. Let me see.
Fantastic.
What shall I play?
Kalyani connection?
Kalyani Captain. Okay, yes, Be the Change, of course. Uh,
Amazing. To take wood and metal and make magic out of it. That is what your guitar Prasanna. Your name itself has been transformed into adding the instrument to it. Thank you, Prasanna, for taking the time today to talk to us. And everybody, we hope you all will go purchase the tickets, attend the workshops. It's such a rare, rare opportunity to learn so much. And of course, attend the concert as well. Thank you, Prasanna, and I look forward to seeing you on June 29th.
Thank you, Ranjani. It's so nice to talk to you and through you to talk to. I'm sure there are a lot of my friends I haven't seen in a long time that I look forward to seeing and look forward to meeting them on June 29th, and also like the fact that they're going to watch this. And thank you so much. Our association goes back so many years, so I'm excited to see you and
I,
Anil at the show.
I,
And yeah, can't wait.
I know, and your inspiration to my son has certainly kept him going as well in this very interesting space of music. Of course, he's doing it as a part-time.
Both your son and daughter studied
I-
for some time with me. That's so
exactly,
nice.
exactly.
That's
Amazing.
how connected we are.
We are. God bless you, Prasanna, and I look forward to seeing you on 29.
Thank you, Ranjani.